everybody, welcome and welcome back to ABTME TV. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you mistakes that I believe you need to avoid if you're planning to relocate or come to Australia. If this sounds like something you'll be interested in, please keep on watching. Number one mistake that I believe you need to avoid is avoid coming to Australia without a plan. Coming in with a plan will save you time, effort, and money. So, for instance, if you're an international student and you want to come study in Australia, and you know that your end goal will be to attain your permanent resident status, it is advisable that from the get-go you pick a course that would afford you that opportunity to becoming a permanent resident, because truthfully not every course you study in Australia gives you the opportunity to become a permanent resident. So if your end goal is to become a permanent resident, then you know from the beginning, from your application stages, you are applying for a course that would lead to you becoming a permanent resident. That's one reason I say you need to come with a plan. You need to come prepared. Another example is if you're coming in as a skilled migrant, you need to do your research to know if the your profession back home will be relevant to the new society you're coming into. You need to know what opportunities are in your new location. You need to find out all these things. You need to know if you need to take professional exams, if you need to do some form of certification to be able to practice your current profession in your new location. If you find all these things out before you even arrive, you would have started doing your research, you would have started the process of getting certified, so your chances of getting a job becomes higher in this place. So that's one thing you need to do. You need to come with a plan. What is your plan? Do you want to continue in your current profession, or would you like to change field? Because that's also an option. So if you discover that you really want to relocate and your current profession would not be useful in your new location, then you begin to think, okay, what are my options? What are the things I want to do? Do I want to go back to school? If I want to go back to school, okay, maybe it's an opportunity to do something entirely different from what I have been doing. Okay, what would that be? What are the different options? What are the things that I would want to try out? This is an opportunity for you to actually decide on those things, make up your mind. That way, when you land, it's like you hit the ground running because you're already prepared. Not that you come, you're confused, you don't know what hit you. It's like, why did I make the move, So it's so important that you come with a plan. Another mistake that I believe people should avoid is avoid isolating yourself from your fellow country people. From if you're Nigerian, avoid isolating yourself from Nigerians, as well as avoid isolating yourself from other nationals, because the truth is you're in a new environment. You need all the information you can get. So if you can get it from Nigerians, well and good. You might also get information from people who are non-Nigerians, maybe other Africans, maybe Asians, the Australians, or whatever. Just be open to network, be open to meet people. Don't isolate yourself. That's the best way I can put it. Mix up with people. If there are associations you need to belong to, please do, because it will be from those networks that you'll be able to form new relationships that will help you settle in better in your new location. So it's so important that you do not isolate yourself. Avoid making a permanent decision because of a temporary inconvenience. Usually, when you relocate, the truth is not everyone's story is the same. So you might experience some challenges that others might not. And truly, you may not have those challenges. So come prepared, come with your mind set, and just hope for the best. You could come and maybe it takes a while for you to secure a job in your preferred field. That does not mean that you just decide to settle for whatever you find the next best thing or whatever. No, you need to take your time based on the plan you've already made. You need to now decide exactly what part you need to toe. And based off of that plan, you can make the best decision for yourself, not based off of the pressures you're facing or the temporary inconvenience that you were experiencing at the time. Another mistake you should avoid is avoid comparing yourself with other people. You do not need to compare yourself with anyone. When you arrive in a new country, like I mentioned in the previous point, you would get to meet a lot of people. You will hear different stories, some good, some not so good, some horrible. People have had different experiences. That should not make you begin to compare yourself with other people. In fact, there are people that act really weird and funny to me. You just arrived in a new country and then you want your standard of life and living to be at par with people who have been here for many years. That does not make any sense to me. You know, you don't have to compare yourself to anybody. We all have different paths, we all have different journeys. So, yes, see what others are doing and see it as motivation. If you see other people doing great, you then it should tell you that wow, that means I can also succeed here. That's what other people's successes should do to you, not comparing yourself to them, making you feel bad, it's so unnecessary. Another mistake that I feel like you need to avoid is the mistake of not asking questions. Yes, there are people who, I don't know for what reason, but they find it difficult to ask questions or to admit that they are ignorant on a particular subject or something. You need to ask as many questions as you can. Ask questions. Don't if there's something you don't have a clear understanding on, please ask questions. There are people who are willing to answer those questions. There are people, of course, you're going to meet some people who for whatever reason are stuck up or don't want to give out information, but there are still many more that will tell you, guide you on the way to go. They will guide you on the path to take and all of those things, especially when it comes to the government assistance. You need to be aware of what is available to you, how you need to be aware of what is available to you and how you can make the best use of the resources that the government has made available to you as a newcomer. So it's so important that you ask questions. Don't act like you know you know it all when you don't. It's better to sound ignorant than to act foolish. Very importantly, please avoid the mistake of breaking the law. Yeah. There are some things that maybe were termed unimportant in your home country. Those things might not be considered unimportant here. They are very, very important. A typical example is maintaining the speed limit when you drive. If you do not maintain the speed limit when you drive, you will realize really quickly that you'll be working and paying fines. Yes. If you don't want that, please stick to the speed limit. Don't bring your gragra to Australian roads. No, don't. Leave it in Nigeria, leave it at the bus, leave it at Sydney Airport, Melbourne Airport. And when you come into Australia, act like a totally different person. Drive according to the rules. Do not overspeed. Do not beat the red light. Don't. All those things are taken really seriously here. And so, yeah, you should avoid breaking the law. Another very important one that some people ignore is not paying your fare on the train or on the bus. Yeah, you might get away with it a few times, but when you are caught, you would come to realize that it would have been better for you to pay $5 than to pay a fine of $200, which to me doesn't make any sense. So when you have your Opal cards, tap on and tap off as you should. Do not ignore Those little things, it's so important. Another thing, another law that you should stick to is remember to always check the signs when you're parking your car. Do not park your car in zones that you're not meant to park your car. Do not park your car for longer than you are expected to park your car in a particular location. If you do, you will be fined. And it's not funny. I don't know if other people enjoy it, but I don't. Thankfully, I haven't had to pay a fine, which is really amazing, which is rare. But I haven't had to pay a fine. And that I am very grateful for. So if you're one who is not used to adhering to laws and structure, is something you really need to learn. Yeah, and you need to avoid the mistake of having to pay fines upon fines upon fines, because you cannot plead and say sorry, I did not know, or ignorance is not an excuse here. They expect that you know. That's why it's important that you ask questions. If you're not sure about anything, please ask questions so you're not ignorant about anything whatsoever. Avoid overspending. When you first arrive, there's this temptation. You feel like you have a whole lot of money you have come in with, and there's a temptation to want to spend it all on maybe things that are not so frivolous, but for instance, your furnishing, and maybe other things that are not essentials. You might want to spend excessively on those things. I feel like it's absolutely unnecessary. You can buy things that are more affordable. Reason being, you're just arriving and you're not yet sure where you eventually settle down in. So it's not very wise of you to begin to spend on furnishing, on things like that, on just household items in general, that you start looking for a way to sell if you have to relocate. Yeah, because when you arrive, you might not know where you eventually get a job. And that the place where you get a job might now determine where you settle down in. So it's not necessary for you to start making huge investment on furniture and household appliances when you might move anytime soon. And the truth is, when you're moving, you would have to sell those things at reduced prices. So you would have lost money. It's better you just hold on a bit, buy the essentials, buy the things that you absolutely need, and then you wait it out. See where you get the job that you prefer. When you get that job and you decide, okay, I'm staying in this place, then you can begin to make your home as comfortable as you would want it to be. That's what I feel like. That's one thing that I believe, one mistake that I believe you need to avoid. Hold on to your money as much as possible. Don't spend too much because you don't know how soon you'll get a job. So at least you need something to keep you going until you are able to start earning money again. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched up to this point, I hope this video was helpful to you or insightful one way or the other. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this video, like it. Yeah, thumbs up, I said already. Like the video, share, and subscribe if you're not or subscribed already. And please leave a comment if you have more tips. Drop them in the comment section so anyone who comes across this video would read your comment and be enlightened as well. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. Bye.